Today I'm going to read from the second chapter of Varaha, Vidura, and Kapila, Srimad Bhagavatam's third canto. Here Vidura has met Uddhava, and then he sees that Uddhava is not in such a good mood, which is strange because Vidura is a great saint and a great devotee, so why should he be in a bad mood? And if he's in a bad mood, what does it mean? If he's a great devotee of Krishna and he's in a bad mood, it means something bad has happened to Krishna. So Vidura is very, very worried. And he can't really bring himself to directly ask the question. So that's what goes on with Vidura. He meets Uddhava and he sees Uddhava is so upset, and he starts asking about distant relatives, and then gradually getting less and less distant until at the end all he can say is Krishna okay? And so from that point we can start here. When he tried to answer Vidura, he would remember the lotus-like feet of his master and fall completely silent, inundated by the flood of ripened nectar flowing from those memories. Bound to Krishna by powerful devotion, his hair stood up all over his body, and he struggled to wipe the tears from his blinking eyes. It was obvious to Vidura that Uddhava had attained the most fulfilling of all goals. He was completely drowned in ever-expanding love. Gradually, Uddhava's consciousness returned from the all-attractive plane to the human world. Drying his eyes, he smiled and sympathetically told Vidura the most painful of all words. "The Krishna sun has set," he said. "Now darkness devours us. What else can I say? All happiness flees from our wealth and homes." Vidura could say nothing. He could barely believe he had heard what he had just heard. So then Vidura is going to naturally want to know why. Why did Krishna leave? And also he's going to want to know how. How did it happen and why? Why did it happen? So Uddhava is going to explain both of those things. But immediately he's going to address the question of why. So Uddhava says, this question of why did Krishna leave? A lot of people are going to have different opinions about it, Uddhava says. And who cares about their opinions, he says. And then Vidura wants to know, well, what's your opinion? And so Uddhava says this. For a while, Uddhava explained, Krishna displayed his own form, even to the common vision of ordinary unqualified eyes. Then, when he saw so many eyes hungrily attracted to his beauty, he withdrew again to the inner region, like a fisher who casts bait to sea and then pulls back on the hook when the fish have bitten. So Uddhava took a deep, long breath and looked off into the distance sadly. Eventually he returned to answering Vidura's questions. Now that he is gone, Uddhava continued, it only aggravates my pain of separation to remember how intimately and conventionally he behaved with us. This is Uddhava's problem. He can't get away from this pain. See, this is sweet, actually. He behaved so intimately and conventionally. And now Uddhava gives examples. He is unborn and boundless, yet he took birth to parents who lived in captivity. He's unborn, but he took birth, and he's boundless, but he took birth to parents who lived in captivity. He is unlimitedly heroic and powerful, yet he fled from Mathura as if frightened of his enemy. He is superior to everyone, yet he paid his deep respects to the feet of his parents, saying, Papa, Mama, we were so scared of Kans that we ignored our responsibilities towards you. Please forgive us. So Uddhava was remembering how sweet Krishna is, and these memories began to tear Uddhava's heart apart. He hopelessly longed to again be in the company of Krishna, who sweetly behaves like an ordinary person, just to facilitate affectionate relationships with those who love him. The slightest quiver of Krishna's eyebrow could save the entire planet and destroy the greatest foe, but in deference for delighting in his devotees' love, he does not care to show or even remember that he is all-powerful and without need. Unable to retain his composure, Uddhava burst into tears. "O Vidura," he cried, "when Krishna was just a baby, a she-demon with foul and hateful intent smeared virulent poison on her breast and suckled the child. Krishna made her his beloved nurse in the spiritual world of liberation. Who could be more merciful than he? Where can my heart find shelter except in him?" Such demons are somehow more fortunate than us. The path of enmity completely enwraps their thoughts in the all-attractive. So this is one of the most famous verses in the Srimad Bhagavatam. This one, Aho Bhakya Stanakula Kutam, something like this. O Vidura, when Krishna was just a baby, a she-demon, a demoness came to Krishna trying to kill him, but because she came like a mother, she tried to kill him by poisoning her breast. So Krishna said, "That's okay, you tried to poison me, but actually you were also trying to be my mother, so I accept you as my mother. I don't mind that you tried to kill me." That's how sweet he is. So Uddhava was bringing up all these memories about explaining why he was so in love with Krishna, why he was so addicted to Krishna, because Krishna is so sweet. And he gave this one example of this demoness, Putana. And then in this last statement, this is an example of Raga Anuga Bhakti, because it's showing the power of being absorbed in Krishna by your feelings. So Uddhava said these demons, even though they're demons and they don't even have bhakti, they're more fortunate than we are because they're completely enwrapped in Krishna by their very feelings, even though it's a feeling of hatred. They become enwrapped in him, and therefore, even though it's a feeling of hatred, the effect is to become enwrapped in Krishna, and the effect of being enwrapped in Krishna is to become liberated. So, what to speak if you are enwrapped in Krishna by bhakti? You'll get something even greater than liberation. So that's the second chapter. Next time, third chapter. Hare Krishna.